What if Dragon Ball Sparking Zero isn't just a game, but it's the beginning of something much bigger? A brand new trilogy that revamps the Dragon Ball gaming series as we know it. Do you think a trilogy for Sparking Zero would be worth it in the modern day market, or do you think it's an absolutely terrible idea? Now, trilogy video games inside of the Dragon Ball franchise is no stranger. We have, of course, the Budokai Trilogy, which is the 2D fighter games. And of course, the Budokai Tenkaichi trilogy, which just speaks for itself. I mean, realistically, are these two genres even just a trilogy? The Budokai trilogy has games such as Burst Limit and Fighters, and the Tenkaichi series has games such as Raging Blast. By the way, did you know the entire game of Budokai Tenkaichi 3 can be found inside of Raging Blast files? Bandai Namco follows a pretty familiar pattern that I've noticed when they develop these games, and that would be that they test the waters with Game 1, refine and expand in Game 2, and of course go all out fan service for Game 3, as well as polishing the game, new content, old content revisited, and so on. I think this pattern is shown the most in the Tenkaichi series, because looking at the jump from Tenkaichi 1, 2 and 3 is truly just huge. And although it's not a trilogy, I'd even include the Xenoverse games as well, mainly due to the massive jump from Xenoverse 1 to Xenoverse 2. I mean, that was insane when that came out. Sparking Zero has gotten a lot of criticism ever since its initial launch back in 2024, and that's, in my opinion, honestly totally justified, because this game, Sparking Zero, has a lot of problems. But that's also coming from someone who thinks the Tenkaichi formula just hasn't aged very well. But here's my theory. Why call it Sparking Zero instead of Tenkaichi 4? That seems pretty random when you take a deeper look into it, and ignore Raging Blast. I think personally Zero could be implied as a reset, a new beginning for the Tenkaichi or Sparking series. If you didn't know, the Tenkaichi and Sparking series are literally the same thing, but they have different names in other countries. And usually games with the word Zero in their title end up being series resets. When we take a look at the DLC that has been dropped for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, it's pretty clear that it's underbaked, it's undercooked, it's raw.
What the fuck is going on?
Some could say another game has a DLC very similar to these. None of the DLC that is released for Sparking Zero has come with any maps. There has been no additional mode updates for these DLC besides bonus battles and custom battle maker, which, I mean, are you even using that still? Why don't we have new stories in the actual story mode section of the game? Why don't we have new game modes in general? There's only so many offline battles, online battles, ranked battles, and world tournament matches I can play. But this could be because they're saving it for the next Sparking game, just like they did with the original Tenkaichi trilogy from 1, 2 and 3. That would be really stupid though, especially in the current year. These old ways of making games, they just don't work anymore for the modern era. Also, the fact we haven't gotten crossplay yet is just insane to me. Since the Shallot DLC dropped with the new patch update, I've been playing Sparking Zero just a little bit more than usual, and it just got me thinking about the future possibilities of the game. But in all honesty here, I don't think the Sparking Zero game will ever turn into a trilogy. And I also personally think it's important to update as much content as you can to said original game in the current gaming market. I mean, that is the whole point of a live service game, and the entire point of giving updates out after the game has initially launched. I mean, just take a look at Cyberpunk 2077. That game had some insane hype, and as it should, it's an amazing game, but when that launched it was completely buggy, it was a mess. You could not play the game without running into like 100 bugs. Some of them even completely game breaking, that to the point Sony and Xbox were giving out refunds if you pre-ordered or purchased the game. And they also took it off the market completely. Thank you to the devs for making Cyberpunk 2077 absolutely peak though. Like, after all the patches, the game is just amazing. Do feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments, but of course keep it respectful and chill. If you're new here, you might as well subscribe. It's free and you can always unsub afterwards, but if you do that, you might not see the sunrise again. And if you know, then you know. So do you think Sparking Zero should have a trilogy, or should they just keep updating this game like they do with Xenoverse 2? Please make a Xenoverse 3, okay? Please. Or just stop updating Xenoverse 2 so I can play with my mods. Thank you.